How great was it hitting Arod?
Oh, man, because you blew my question. I was going to ask that exact question. All right.
Oh, well, you know what I'm more pissed off about than anything is that Barry Bonds happened to break the record the same day, so we didn't get any television pub because we needed it. Alex needed that. I mean, listen, I played with the guy right afterwards. I went to New York in 2009, and he's one of the first – he actually was the first person to come up to me and say hello and welcome to the team, which was ironic. And then, we hung out in Vegas afterwards, mutual friends and stuff, and – it still feels great, man. The guy's just not a nice person. He's so disrespectful to everybody. My buddy's a lieutenant for Metro, and he's a huge Yankee fan. And I said, bro, you got to come out with us, man. Alex is going to be there, and Stacey Keebler and some other people. And he goes, why do you want me to go? And I said, well, you're a Yankee fan. I want you to meet a Yankee. And he goes, all right. And the reason I brought him out is because I wanted him to see firsthand how bad of a person he was. And after we were done going out to dinner and going to the club, he's like, wow, what a you know what? And I was like, yeah, I just wanted you to see that.
Wow.
Even in front of friends with nobody else around, he still couldn't just be a normal dude, man. I was like, I said more to him when I got drunk that night too, but it was just like, come on, man, you're such a bad person.
Okay, so how do I follow that up? All right.
Well, take us through you being in a situation where you've got to hit the guy. I mean, obviously pitchers have done that. And we've talked to guys like Pat Henkin before, and a lot of them talk about how these days guys just aren't good at hitting batters. Either they miss or they hit a guy in the head or they do something, that's not smart.
Well, we saw it with Boston and Baltimore where the guys just don't know the game of baseball. And for anyone in the world to think that Manny Machado was taking out Dustin Pedroia, that was a bad slide, are just idiots and shouldn't be in the game. And so now their pitcher who throws 98 takes a crack at Machado's head and misses. So now Boston gets 4 cracks at him, and Chris Sale, the third person down the line, gets a throw at his head. It's just like these guys are idiots these days. One of the hardest things to take out of it, and it's weird saying this, is emotion. Because, emotionally you're pissed off. That's why you're throwing at somebody anyways. But you really got to reel that in because we don't work to locate a pitch pissed off. You know what I'm saying? And so all of a sudden – you're getting ready to drill somebody, you got a four-seamer in your hand, and you just want to let it go because you want to throw it as hard as you can because you want to hurt. And we don't ever throw like that, and it always gets out of control. We always usually probably miss. Anytime you do that, you miss high and arm side, you miss up and away or up and in arm side, and so it becomes very difficult at times to hit somebody. So you really got to be willing to accept a relaxed state of mind and take a deep breath and just knowing that any contact is better than no contact. But with Alex, it's kind of weird that I say this. When I saw him, you don't ever want to hit anybody in the head. That's the reality. You want to punch them in their face when they come at you, which is stupid because you don't want to throw a baseball at their head, but you want to punch them in their face.
And hurt your hand that you need to pitch with.
Yeah. So it's really, it kind of contradicts itself. But with him, I was looking at him when I was getting ready to drill him, and I was like, I'm going to hit him right in his damn knee. I'm like, if I hit him right in his knee, that's going to hurt a lot. Forget hit him in his butt or his rib or his hip or his thigh or something. I'm going to hit him right in his knee. And, man, I smoked him right in his knee, and that shit was more rewarding than anything.
Okay. So then the next question that comes to mind is this something that you took on yourself, Josh? Like, okay, did you say to yourself, I'm going to plunk this guy?
How much time do we have? Because this is a long story.
Well, we got,
man.
We got
whatever
tons,
you want to
man.
go, man. We can totally edit.
All right, so check this out. So Howie Clark's playing third. John McDonald's playing shortstop. Alex is at first base. There's 2 outs. I think Posada's hitting it. It's a pop-up to third base. Howie Clark's underneath it, going to catch it for the final out. All of a sudden, Alex runs right by him and goes, mine, mine, mine. So Howie gets out of the way thinking Johnny Mack calls him off. Of course he wasn't going to call him off. He was camped. Alex pulled one of the I never seen anybody in baseball ever do that before.
And he never admitted it, Josh. He never admitted. He said that
he didn't have
I said hey or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. No, he goes mine, mine, mine. So Howie backs off. And Howie, he's an up and down dude. He's making the team. Like, it's a big deal. And it makes him look bad. But if somebody calls him off, of course he's going to get out of the way. And it was a bad situation. And for him to be that cheap, it didn't put it past us. But I was still shocked because I'm like, no one does that. Like, no one does that. So Brian Wolf, my good buddy, was making his major league debut later on that game. And, was like, hey, B, just smoke him. And I think John Gibbons told him not to hit him, which, John seems to say that a lot. And Brian really didn't know what to do, so he didn't hit him. So we go to New York. That was the last game of the series, I believe. We go to New York. I'm pitching, and I'm just going to drill him. You know, we've been waiting. We've been talking about this. Everybody's excited. I'm in the bullpen warming up, and I get a phone call. It's John Gibbons. And I was like, what
He
do you
calls
want?
you in the bullpen.
In the bullpen.
Like from the
before the game.
bullpen phone in the dugout, or from
Yes.
Oh,
And
man.
I'm getting loose. And I was like, what do you want? And he goes, you can't hit him. And I said, yeah, right, I'm hitting him. And he goes, Josh, Major League Baseball just left my office. If you hit him, you're getting fined, I'm getting fined, you're getting suspended, I'm getting suspended. And I said, well, we'll go to lunch together then. Deal with
This
it.
is the best. Go
Wow.
slow
He
with the
goes-
rest of this.
He goes, do not hit him. And he hung up. And so I pissed off, finished my bullpen. I'm walking across the field. Matt Stairs is running sprints. And Stairs, he's, you know, somebody I look up to. And Stairs, he's like, dang, why are you so mad? We're getting ready to start the game. And I was like, you know, Gibby just called and told me I couldn't hit Alex. And Stairs, he didn't skip a beat, goes, then don't hit him. And I said, huh? And he goes, Josh, we play him in 3 weeks in Toronto. If you don't hit him today, everybody will forget about it, then smoke him. And I was like, that's why I love you, Stairsy. So we didn't hit him in New York. We let it go. Let everybody think that we forgot. We get back to Toronto, and I was going to wait in at bat, and then I gave up 2 runners, so I was mad. So he comes up, and I just drill him. And I knew what was going to happen. It was going to be an all-out, war because we really didn't like each other. And, Alex doesn't have the heart to charge the mound. He always is a one-step and stop guy. So he has to let his teammates fight his battles. And, heck as hell, Shelly Duncan and the boys started throwing punches, and it turned into a good old time. So we separate. No one gets tossed, I don't think. I don't remember. Shelly should have, and I love that guy too, by the way, one of my favorite teammates of all time. So we separate. I'm standing on the mound with Lyle Overbay, and I hear chirping from first base. And I was just like, oh, my God, Lyle, please tell me that's not Alex. Please tell me that's not Alex running his mouth. Lyle looks over to first base, and Tony Pena's just wearing me out, cussing me up and down nonstop. And I was like, what? I went at Tony Pena. I took off at Tony Pena, and Lyle's trying to grab me. Tony's grabbing Alex because Alex goes, what, me? And in other words, I was like, no, not you, Tony. So Tony and I went at it. And next thing you know, here come the benches, and we start throwing punches again. It was nuts, man.
You obviously have seen hockey brawls in your lifetime, right?
Yeah.
How much different are baseball brawls? Because first of all, there's no skates involved, right? So it's a lot easier. But you never get to see the good punch-ups in baseball.
Never.
This one wasn't bad. I remember this one
bad.
pretty well.
I was talking to Alan Mills about his when he punched Darryl Strawberry back in the 90s, and I told Millsy yesterday, I said, listen, I didn't appreciate that. Darryl Strawberry is my favorite player. And he goes, Josh, he was my favorite player too, man, but I had to. I was like, I get it, brother. It's just, hockey's great because they're like, all right, you guys had a problem. Slug it out. All right, you hit the ice, get up. Now go in the penalty box. Baseball is like we're so sensitive and sissies that we're not allowed to do anything. And sometimes people just need to get punched. And I think that Major League Baseball at times should just let us go. It might stop us from actually using weapons like baseballs and bats to throw at each other. And then we just handle like men. And then you know what happens after any old fight? You're friends.
That's right. And then you go out for a beer, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah,
sure.
Major League Baseball does not know how to handle confrontation. Every time we've had beef, Major League Baseball stepped in the way and has escalated the problem and kept it around longer. That fight lasted 3 years because when I was a Yankee in 2009, we fought the Blue Jays again in Yankee Stadium. Yeah. And I just had to step back. Me and Vernon in 2 different uniforms, we stepped back and just watched it. I was like, I can't get involved. I'm part of the reason we're even fighting right now. So we stepped back, but it escalated 3 years. And the same thing with the Tampa Bay Rays when Carl Crawford just ripped all the players in our organization about how bad we were and all this, how bad of hitters we are. And Major League Baseball stepped in on that one. And, that escalated and it just drug on because they didn't let us handle it. And it drug on. And finally, Tosca asked me to drill Aubrey Huff. And I was like, no. And he goes, no, I want you to hit him. And I said, Tosca, why would I hit Aubrey? What did he do? And he goes, he hits us well. And I was like, so? Carl Crawford's the one that did it, and he hits 450 on me. Let me drill this dude. And he wanted me to drill Aubrey. So one day I looked at Aubrey, and I gave him the look, and he goes, I understand. And I threw it behind him because I didn't want to hit him. And then I got tossed for that.
Josh, what did you make of the whole Jose Bautista Texas Rangers battle that went on that involved a punch up at second base, a bat flip, and a lot of bad blood. First of all, as a pitcher, if Jose Bautista hits a big home run off you and does the bat flip, what is your reaction?
Well, I mean, I gave up a lot of home runs every year. It's just what I did at these strikes. Jose Bautista, wow, you were a journeyman until you're 30. You played on all those teams. All of a sudden, you show up in Toronto and figured it out. Now you're too cool for school. I mean, Jose Bautista, as much as I respect his baseball IQ, was completely in the wrong on that bat flip. He's an idiot that didn't even win the game. It didn't win the series. I mean, bro, are you serious? Just run the bases. He got too big for his own shoes and thought he was too cool, man. And he was completely wrong with the bat flip. That's not me being a pitcher. On the flip side, I'm definitely not biased. A spade's a spade. I'm an Oriole Blue Jay man through and through. I love these two organizations, and I root for the Blue Jays a lot. I watch every game. But for the Texas Rangers to wait to the very end to do what they did is tired. And for Bannister to rile the crowd up afterwards is tired. The Texas Rangers, to me, were a bunch of wusses for doing that. If they had a problem with them, they should have hit them the first time when the Jays were in Texas, and they didn't. And I think that was tired and terrible, that organization.